Hello, my name is Mathis. I'm 21 years old from Germany, and in my free time I really like to do sports, in particular sailing. Um, Beyond just sailing, I do build my own boats, and I like being outside in nature, doing lots of different things and activities. So I was doing my EVS with Momentum World, which is an organization based in England. I was living in Keswick in the north of England in the Lake District for 11 months. My role as a volunteer was to assist the project coordinator of Europe's UK, which is a network of young people who inform, motivate other young people to take part in life-changing experiences through Erasmus+. My actual job was to design a website, keep all the young people from the network informed through a newsletter, designing merchandise, and beyond that I helped facilitating different projects. The highlight of my EVS was, I think in general, the projects I've been a part of, because it was always a very special atmosphere, and I really loved to be a part of the Momentum World team and meeting so many new people from all over Europe and creating my international network, my own international network, and I really enjoyed working on those projects. The low point of my EVS was after Christmas, when I came back to England, because I had a very good time with my family and friends, and then the weather was very bad, so I couldn't go out and do my usual sports like sailing and mountain biking. So I was inside all the time, working in the office, and work-wise I didn't have a lot to do, so there was I'd say it was a boring time for me in terms of work. So there weren't many tasks to do for me, and that was actually quite a hard time to stay motivated and to go through the whole process. The ways I would improve this EVS would be to communicate more. So I think communication is key, and sometimes it was a bit of a lack of communication within the team of Momentum World, and so to give it a bit more structure for the volunteers, I'd say it's important to stay in contact with them all the time and to ask whether everything's okay, whether we need to change something. And furthermore, I think it's important to have a schedule for the volunteers, so that you actually know what you're going to do next week, so that you have a weekly briefing with your mentor or director, so you can actually think ahead and plan the next week, so that you feel more comfortable in what you're doing. I was quite impressed by the accommodation that was provided by Momentum World, because I think it's not usual that for two volunteers you get such a huge flat. Downstairs we had a big kitchen with all the facilities we needed to cook and to do the usual stuff. Upstairs we then had 3 bedrooms, where we used one bedroom as a living room. My bedroom was again very spacious. I had lots of space to store my things, and then we had a big bathroom. So I definitely think for volunteers it was a perfect accommodation, situated in the center of Keswick, so it was very close to all the shops, and even if you want to have a drink, that's just in front of your door. Things that added value to my EVS were actually the mixture of the projects and the office work, because the normal, like an office job, can be very boring, and so I had the chance to prepare and organize the projects beforehand, and then go on the actual projects and meet the wider Momentum World team and work with them and help facilitating what we've organized and planned beforehand. And so that actually really I really enjoyed this part. Straight away when I arrived in England, I joined different clubs. So I went to a football club, I joined a football club and a sailing club. And I think it's very important to take this step to integrate into the local community, because otherwise you can get quite isolated when being alone in another country and not having friends or not being integrated. So I think it's an important step to go and meet other people. The EVS could be better structured through more communication. So within the team, I think it's important to be in contact all the time and to ask whether everything is okay or whether we need to change something. Then structure would come through a schedule for the volunteers, so that we would do a weekly briefing where we would talk about the following week and the week before what we've done, so that we have a kind of an evaluation part. And then I think it's important to get a bit more active, to get out of the office sometimes. To survive in a foreign country, I think it's very important to get in contact with the local people, to feel comfortable in what you're doing, and therefore, as I said, it's important to join local clubs, which is also a good way to learn the language. That makes your EVS a lot more easier. I think Momentum World is a very professional organization. They do lots of projects for young people to help develop their lives and their leadership. I think if you're doing an EVS with Momentum World, it's a great opportunity for yourself. And I always say, the more you put in, the more you get out. So basically, if you're working hard, you get provided with so many opportunities, and if you take them on, you can get a lot of things out of it. This experience prepared me in many ways for the next steps of my life, because I think living in another country, speaking another language, meeting so many new international people develops you as a character, and therefore forms what you're doing in future. The things I will take away are that I got a lot more open-minded through meeting new people and international people especially. Also working in a big team and seeing all the dynamics really made me understanding the way of working, and also seeing different ways of learning and how you actually can have a lot of fun when learning something new. The three things I want to leave behind is firstly my dance, because on the projects we always had good parties with a lot of dancing, and I really enjoyed that part. Also, I think I would like to leave behind my energy and my passion for everything I've done, or all the tasks I've taken on. And of course, I would like to leave the rain of the Lake District behind. I think to survive the EVS, it's really important to reflect on yourself all the time, so that you actually see your own development and then change the way or change the things you're doing. So motivating yourself to go out and meet new people when you don't feel very well, or just stay at home and have some time for yourself. So my final thoughts of my experience is just that I had an amazing time in England during my EVS, and I really enjoyed working with Momentum World, and I think it really had a big impact on my life and will always stay with me in future. I'm MathisMenke, an EVS volunteer, part of the Momentum World team. Thank you, Erasmus+. You! I'm MathisMenke, an EVS volunteer and part of the Momentum world. Thank you Erasmus Plus for this opportunity.
What was that?
I'm MathisMenke, an EVS volunteer and part of the Momentum world. Thank you Erasmus Plus for this opportunity.